The world of global politics is a constantly shifting landscape, where every moment, every decision, and every statement has the power to shape the destiny of nations. Some figures, however, stand out, leaving lasting marks on the international stage through their choices, their demeanor, and their words. Donald J. Trump is one of these figures. A businessman who entered politics and disrupted the traditional political order, he brought a unique style, a direct approach, and unprecedented decisions that captivated the world. And when he became President of the United States, his policies and approaches toward the Muslim world became an area of intense scrutiny, debate, and analysis. People asked, what does Trump really think about Islam and Muslim-majority countries? Is he hostile? Is he an ally? Will relations improve or deteriorate under his leadership? Understanding Trump requires more than listening to isolated statements. His personality, his philosophy, his strategies, and his methods of governance are interconnected. Trump approaches the world with a perspective rooted in calculation and self-interest, rather than emotion. And this mindset clearly shaped his interactions with Muslim-majority nations. The Muslim world is not a single entity. It is a diverse region of civilizations, cultures, economies, and strategic importance. Trump understood that for the United States to remain a global power, it could not ignore the region. It had to engage thoughtfully and strategically. From the outset, Trump made it clear that his fight was against terrorism and extremism, not against Islam as a religion. This principle guided many of his policies, resulting in both cooperation and tension with various nations in the Muslim world. During his presidency, several landmark events defined his approach. In the Middle East, particularly with Gulf nations like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, Trump strengthened defense and economic ties. Military agreements, arms deals, and investment projects created a foundation of strategic partnership. These relationships were not only political, but also economic and security-oriented. The Abraham Accords, agreements between Israel, the UAE, and Bahrain, marked a historic turning point in the region. These accords opened a new chapter of diplomatic relations after decades of tension, fostering both regional peace initiatives and increased U.S. influence. The travel restrictions affecting some Muslim-majority countries, often referred to as the travel ban, generated controversy. Trump maintained that the measures were designed for national security, not religious discrimination. The decision sparked global debates, drawing criticism from media outlets and political analysts, yet domestic supporters considered them protective measures. Business and investment remained central to Trump's approach. He viewed the Muslim world not only as a political partner, but also as a region of economic significance, with energy resources, infrastructure opportunities, and trade potential. Diplomacy under Trump emphasized personal engagement. He frequently met directly with leaders of Muslim-majority countries, forging relationships that were both strategic and personal. These interactions often resulted in clearer agreements and publicly visible commitments. Trump's approach to each country was unique. Nations that aligned with U.S. interests experienced strengthened and friendly relations. Those whose policies were perceived as contrary to American priorities faced sharp critique. This direct, no-nonsense style was appreciated by many leaders in the Muslim world, who valued clarity and predictability in global politics. Trump's policies were often polarizing. At times he displayed firmness, at other moments, flexibility. Yet every action served one goal: to protect and advance U.S. interests. And this principle guided his decisions regarding Muslim-majority nations. The impact of Trump's policies on the Muslim world was multifaceted. Some countries welcomed his initiatives. Others were critical or wary. His unconventional style created both uncertainty and opportunity in equal measure. Key outcomes of his presidency regarding Muslim-majority countries included security strengthening through military partnerships and counterterrorism measures, economic investments through infrastructure projects and trade deals, political diplomacy through direct negotiations and personal engagement, media and public perception management to clarify strategic intent, and the establishment of long-term relationships that continue to influence the region today. Under Trump, U.S. relations with the Muslim world became more complex, blending diplomacy, business, defense, and strategy. The Muslim world was no longer seen simply through ideological or religious lenses, but through a pragmatic lens of mutual interest, security, and strategic advantage. Even after leaving office, Trump's influence continues to resonate. Muslim-majority countries analyze the potential consequences of his return to power. Some view a second term as an opportunity for renewed cooperation. Others exercise caution, anticipating potential shifts in policy and approach. Trump's style has always been direct. He speaks what he thinks and acts on what he says. This straightforwardness amplified his impact on the Muslim world. These relations extend beyond politics. They touch on trade, security, energy, defense, and global power balances. They influence regional stability and economic opportunities, and they remain a crucial element of U.S. foreign policy. Looking ahead, these relationships will continue to evolve. They may strengthen further, or new political arrangements may emerge. Yet one fact remains: the connection between Trump and the Muslim world, with its complexity, challenges, and opportunities, remains historically significant. Trump's legacy in this domain is multifaceted. It encompasses diplomacy and commerce, military cooperation and security partnerships, strategic negotiations, and personal engagement. It represents a chapter of U.S.-Muslim world relations that will be studied, debated, and remembered for years to come. As global dynamics shift, the world watches closely. The next chapter may bring new alliances, new tensions, and new opportunities. But the mark left by this era, Trump's presidency, and his interactions with Muslim-majority countries will endure as a reference point for policy, strategy, and historical analysis. The story of these years is not simply one of politics. It is a story of power, influence, strategy, and human decision-making. It is a story of leadership navigating an extraordinarily complex and consequential part of the world. Trump's interactions with the Muslim world show the intricate balance between diplomacy, security, and economic interest, highlighting how global leadership operates at the intersection of ideology, pragmatism, and national priorities. And while future leaders may chart new courses, the framework established during Trump's presidency and the relationships he shaped will continue to influence decisions, negotiations, and strategic planning for decades to come. This narrative, dense with nuance and detail, is a testament to the reality that global politics is never simple, and leadership at this level requires navigating a web of interdependent interests, histories, and aspirations. The relationships formed, the agreements signed, and the conflicts negotiated all underscore the complexity of international relations and the enduring impact a single leader can have on the geopolitical landscape. Even as time moves forward, the implications of these years continue to resonate across borders. The Muslim world and the United States continue to engage with the legacies of this era, shaping policies, strategies, and diplomatic engagement in the decades ahead. And in this ongoing story, one truth remains: the intersection of leadership, global strategy, and complex cultural, religious, and economic dynamics creates a narrative that is as compelling as it is consequential, and it is one that historians, analysts, and policymakers will continue to study for generations.